Hey everyone, now that you have Python up and running through Jupyter Notebook, we're now going to do a few things to configure it so we can do some simple statistical analyses that we would do in psychology. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is search for this package called Penguin for Python, and if you scroll down, you'll see it right here. This is the Penguin stats, sorry, right here. This is the place that we want to go. And this also just sort of underscores Google's your friend. Search for all kinds of packages out there to do something that you want to do. I found this one just by searching for, ANOVAs in Python and came across it. And it's a pretty good package. I think the limitations of it are, though, for me, is what I found is that for repeated measures, it can only do three or two-way. I don't think it could do three-way ANOVA, so that's why I switched over to R. But it does lots of things, and I'm sure maybe one day they'll update it so that it will do it. So anyway, if you scroll down, look at this package, it'll tell you how to install it. And then one thing you want to pay attention to are dependencies. So this package calls on these other packages. Many of these packages were already installed when you did the installation with Anaconda. So what we can do, though, is we can find out what's installed. So if you go to the Anaconda prompt, let me bring that down, and if you type conda list, it's going to tell you what's installed on your computer. So here are the basic packages. So you can see if the dependencies are already met. So I'm pretty sure NumPy was already installed because I think I saw that in the, yeah, so there's NumPy. SciPy. SciPy is already installed. Pandas I know is already installed. That's a big one. Let's see if Pandas flavor is installed. Nope. We're going to probably have to install that one. Matplot library. Let's see if that one's installed. Nope, we're going to have to install that one. And Seaborn, which I was going to install anyway. So if it's not, Seaborn's already installed, so we're good there. Okay, so, and you can also look at the versions, by the way, so anything greater than 0.9, which is what is installed on this computer. So basically we had to do pandas, flavor, and matplot lib. I'm writing that down so that we can install them. All right, but let's install Penguin. So as you can see right here, you can do it right through Conda. This is just how so I would just copy this and go back to your terminal window. And at this command, you're just going to type that in, and it should install. It may give me an error if I'm not, as an administrator. We had that problem last time, but we'll see. Oh, actually, it's going to install Pandas flavor already, so we won't have to work with that. And we'll go ahead and do that and see if it does. Oh yeah, so see where it says does not have the right permissions to target environment. So I'm kind of glad that failed. We'll try that again. So we'll close this window and we'll open it up as an administrator. So right click on it, more, run as administrator. Bring that down again. So we can just paste it in there, and we're going to let it do its thing again. And hopefully that will fix that problem. That's the other thing is, like, you'll try things and you're just going to have to find solutions to it. Oftentimes it's very simple sorts of things to do. And sometimes the first thing you find, it won't work. So you just have to keep trying some things. Oh, actually, let's try finding the matplot. Let's make sure we can install this. So you can do pip install, but we have conda, so let's do matplotlib. We'll do install. Here we go, conda install. So you can see right there, that's a good example of how you got to sort of search for some things. Here we go. Let's try that command. We'll go back to our conda window. We'll paste it in. We'll see if that works. Oh, as it turns out, we already had it installed, so we're in good shape, but you can see how that you would do that or how you would solve problems on your own. So we're basically ready to go now and do some basic analyses in Python. I'll make another video where we have some actual examples. I'm going to pause here for a second, and then I'm going to show you how to get R ready to go. All right, so we configured Python to do some analyses. Now we're going to configure R to do some analyses, and you're going to have to do this for your special analyses that you will do. From what I understand, we can open up the R console. Let me bring this down, and we should. Okay, so the way to check to see what packages are installed, if you go to package and you go to load package, you'll get a screen and it'll show you which ones are already installed on your machine. Now, if you remember, so what I would do is we're going to use AFX a lot, so that's good. We want that. Let's see if there's a few other ones that I used. Okay, so we're going to install that. Let me check. A lot of these are installed automatically. So ggplot2, we're going to use that one, I think, but it does some plotting a little bit. That one's automatically installed. Let's see if that one's probably not going to be installed. Nope, there's another one we have to install, and then all right, we got a couple to install. Okay, so we're going to cancel. So a few that I want you to install. So AFX, you saw me install that before. I want you to install that for doing analysis of variance. So the other thing next package we'll install first, I got to select my server. It looks like that. And we're going to install some packages, right? This is how we do it. So we're going to use a package to generate like means and create tables and stuff like that. It's really helpful. It's called EM means. Let's find it. There we go. So we're going to install that one. Okay, and we're done with that. It doesn't take long to do these. Let's install another package called Psych. It had some stuff that I think was helpful for like output, I believe. Don't remember exactly why I was using it, but go ahead and install it. You might find it. And then I'm going to show you where you can find documentation for these kinds of things, and you can see what they do. Lots of packages. You can almost do anything. Let's see here. So this guy, Psych, we're going to install that. And then we're going to install an important package called tidyverse, which is really helpful for data handling kinds of things. I've used that several times. Mainly for like morphing your data sets and things. Tidyverse has lots of commands that can do that. So we got them all installed. Those are the things that we need to install. Again, you may have other things later that you want to install. This is how you would do it. So we're getting it ready. Everything's done now, so we can. Okay, so documentation. So let's suppose that you're going to use the AFX package and you want documentation on what it can do. You just search for it. You're going to find reference manuals that describe various commands and things like that. Now it's written in sort of a programming way, so it'll tell you, like, you have this ANOVA command and then you have arguments that go in that. It's really helpful to see some examples. But if you're doing something in particular, you can sort of see what all the switches are. Here are all the arguments and what you have. Lots of details that are available. And of course, you can find other information in the references or wherever on the internet. But every package that you have has this sort of documentation, and you can often find examples. I'm going to give you some examples so you'll have some basics, but it's helpful to search for examples of how to use it, and then you can sort of tailor it to your particular needs by going back and looking at the documentation. But you can find that for any of the packages. That includes the Python stuff as well. Same kind of thing. You can find that documentation about what the arguments are, and then it's just a matter of having a few examples to sort of get up and running and use it.